If you guys know him, he's the president of National Taxpayers United Illinois. He's run the largest tax-fighting organization here for over 30 years. He's actually my inspiration. So, in my eyes, a role model and somebody that is a true fighter for freedom. Truly a person that is a believer and stands up for the people here in Illinois now for over 30 years. So it's my honor to introduce Jim Tobin of National Taxpayers United of Illinois. Thank you very much.
Today, the 4th of July, 2009, concerned citizens are holding another Tea Party, this time in Chicago. We are more peaceful than the original Tea Party, but no less resolved. We are protesting taxpayer bailouts of corporations. We believe government should not grant private organizations license to commit illegal or fraudulent acts. Most importantly, we believe the Constitution was created to restrain government power, thereby reserving power and liberty for the people. We believe there should be no increase in the national debt, and that the privacy and civil liberties of all U.S. persons must be protected. Thank you. The so-called Patriot Act must be repealed or at least revised to protect these civil liberties. We Illinoisans have our own specific problems. We now have, as governor, Patrick Quinn, who is more slippery than a quart of 10W30. That's why we call him Slippery Quinn. He's more slippery than a quart of 10W30. He pretends to be a populist, but in reality is so far to the left that he makes Karl Marx seem like a moderate. He wants to raise your state income tax up to 67%. Yeah, do you hear that, Governor? Here's what we have to say about your 67% income tax increase. Down with Quinn. Down with tyranny. Down with Patrick Quinn on February 2nd. Let's throw that tax raiser out of office and every other income tax raiser in Springfield. That's right. We want freedom to earn our own money. Now, Quinn wants to raise our income tax 67%, not to help those in need, but to pour billions of dollars of your hard-earned money into the state pension fund that is making retired government employees rich by giving them lavish, gold-plated pension benefits. Lavish gold-plated pensions for retired local and state employees have created most of the current $9 billion revenue gap. They keep talking about a $9 billion revenue gap or a $12 billion revenue gap. They aren't even sure what it is, but what it's for is to cover these million-dollar pension benefits, these unfunded pension liabilities for these pension millionaires.
Take it away! Take it away!
You got it.
Yeah.
By retiring after 34 years of employment at 55 with a salary of $100,000, the average Chicago suburban government high school teacher will receive total retirement income of $3,100,000 plus medical benefits. The $3,100,000 is just the pension payout over his or her average lifetime. 3,195 former government employees have pensions of over $100,000 a year. I'll say that again. 3,195 government employees received pensions of over $100,000 last year, and that doesn't even include the medical benefits. That's why Quinn, Slippery Quinn, wants to raise our income tax up to 67% to pay the pension benefits for himself. He wants a pension The solution to the state pension fund bottomless pit is require all new government hires to get into Social Security and get 401ks like us. Then there would be no new unfunded liabilities. That's it. No new unfunded liabilities for the new hires. As far as the current employees, they need to pay more out of their own salaries for their own pension benefits and retirement. $10 billion in unfunded liabilities.
Their salaries are too high to begin with.
Their salaries are too high to begin with. Well, you can blame that on your local school boards. They're the ones who raise the salaries for the employees at the schools. And who controls the local school boards? The teachers' unions. Yeah, they elect candidates to the school boards, and then they raise the salaries. What about your property taxes? You know where that's going? Salaries and pension benefits for the city employees. You know Drew Peterson? Ever hear of Drew Peterson? A couple of years ago, he retired at 53 and started pulling down $6,000 a month in pension benefits. So yeah, that's where your property taxes are going. To pay the pension benefits for the city employees and, of course, the salary. That's where 80% of our property taxes go. The Chicago Olympics. Who here wants to pay taxes to subsidize the 2016 Chicago Olympics? Mayor Daley, you can take that Olympics and go to hell with those Olympics. Mayor Daley, go to hell. He's going to put us on the hook for $4 billion. Mayor Daley's going to put us on the hook for $4 billion in taxes to subsidize the Chicago Olympics. Yeah, $4 billion. Now, as you all know, Mayor Daley is mobbed up.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, I'm telling you, Mayor Daley is mobbed up. And guess what? The Chicago mob now controls, or mobbed up politicians now control Springfield. You know what? For that matter, Chicago mobbed up politicians control the White House. Mobbed up politicians control the White House, and they control Springfield.
Daley out in handcuffs.
Let's go. The budget crisis. Yeah, a budget crisis implies a revenue drop of at least 20%, in my opinion. Okay? The revenue for the state of Illinois has gone up at more than rate of inflation 6 years in a row until this year. This fiscal year ended June 30. Now the revenue should be down 20%, right? At least because we have a crisis. Guess what? Governor Quinn is lying to you. There is no revenue crisis. State revenue went up this year for the fiscal year ended June 30, in part because of the huge increases from the federal subsidy. In fact, Quinn's going to get over $11 billion in subsidies from the federals over the next 18 months. So, state revenue is up for the fiscal year ending June 30. It hasn't dropped a penny. It's only up about $163 million, but it's up. That's on our website as well, ntui.org. Finally, we Illinoisans can bring about real change by getting involved in the political process. We must oppose Slippery Quinn's proposed increase of up to 67% in the income tax. Rather than dressing up as Mohawk Indians, Illinois citizens have a better way to get their message across to the tax legislators in Springfield. They should run for public office. They should run for public office. The Illinois citizens should run in the state primaries against those members of the General Assembly who voted for Slippery Quinn's failed state income tax hike. Believe me, they will get the message, and in the process, we might even get rid of some more of these scoundrels. So, I thank you very much for being here today, and I want to thank Free and Equal for hosting this wonderful event, and specifically Christina Tobin. I want to thank you, Christina, for hosting this. Where are you?